Alright, so low-key, it's taking me too long to shoot this video, like 3 days of this week so far. But it's the last day. I wasn't able to shoot putting my girl on my car because I took it to a shop because I don't have tools or the space to actually do it myself, and to buy the tools and all the stuff that I need is the same price, if not more, than just what I paid for to get them to put it on. And I don't know how often I'd be using those tools anyway, so it just makes sense. I mean, I do want to do most of the work on my car, I mean, or at least learn along the way, but you know, some things you just can't do. Well, you can do, but you know, opportunity costs, you weigh the costs and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, so I was hoping to do a time lapse of it, but like with COVID restrictions and stuff, I wasn't able to stay at the shop, so that's kind of tough. But you'll see it, and it looks tough. I'm not gonna cap. But you know, we're at the parents' house doing some more car work. Gonna see some car time lapses, B-roll, whatever, because I need to do some stuff for my parents' tires. And then I'm going to finish the transition to like the whole blackout thing. I'm gonna black out my emblems today, and I hope it's interesting. I don't know. The first and obvious stuff, you know, you should, if you don't think about this, it's kind of sus, but hey, you know, I'm here for you, I got you, is the payments. I mean, more than just like the car payments, but we'll start with that first. You know, if you have car payments bi-weekly that are like $200+, that's kind of messed. Like, you know, I see people promote car sales and whatnot, and they're like, oh, it's as low as $300 bi-weekly or like $250 weekly. I'm just like, bro, that is expensive. Like, I know mine is quite high bi-weekly. It's like $250, $260, and like, yes, I should maybe have a lower payment, or like maybe gotten a lower or a different car that gives you a lower payment. But like I said in that video, I was talking about affording my Audi, you know, certain sacrifices that you choose to make depending on the person, and you know, that's just what I'm okay with, because I still do make, like, it's not fun to make the car payment, but like, it doesn't stress me out to make the car payment, if you know what I mean. But honestly, for like anyone else that just wants the car to have a car, having payments over $200 a week or bi-weekly is kind of absurd. You probably don't want to go about it that way, because it adds up really quick with everything else I have to pay for. So like the bi-weekly payment doesn't really depend on the car itself technically. It's more like, obviously, like the price of the car, but then like your credit, and then how long you're gonna do it for, like the lease or the finance or whatever, whichever way you go about it. It's not specific to the car, but one thing you have to consider that is specific to the car is like the gas. Because I mean, if you live far away from work and you're gonna be like commuting long distances, and you have to pay a lot for gas, not even just like if you're paying premium like I am painfully, but like if your car has bad gas mileage, that's gonna eat away at your wallet, and it's not gonna be fun. Just trust me, I know, like in the realm of like premium cars or whatever, like my Audi is on the better side for gas mileage, but at the same time it's premium, and in my past job I worked basically across the city, so you know, it's a hike and it's expensive. It's not a good combination. It was very tough. Well, it wasn't like very tough, but like, you know, not ideal. And if that is something you can avoid, you know, just getting like a Honda, Toyota, literally anything that isn't a gas guzzler, you should definitely keep that in mind if you're really looking to just have like a commuter type of car. The last thing of the big three payments that I think you have to consider, worry about, is your insurance. And to be honest, I thought, well, at least in Canada, in Manitoba, I thought your insurance was entirely based on like how good of a driver you are and whatnot. I mean, and it is like, there's parts to it. It also depends on like the type of car you have, which is like, that's why I'm saying you should consider it, because if you were to get a coupe, your insurance is going to be higher than if you were to get like a freaking minivan or sedan or literally anything else, because apparently coupes are pretty expensive in insurance, or like with motorcycles also. But I mean, that's kind of more of a given for motorcycles, because it's like more dangerous and whatnot. And the second thing you should consider when you're trying to choose between like cars, you have like two cars set up, is like the maintenance, because that will be a big factor in your choice. Well, at least it should be, besides the price, of course, because if you're going to end up spending more money on the maintenance than the car, it doesn't add up. Like basically anyone who owns a BMW would be able to understand the struggles. Like, for example, one of the people that I work with, he has a friend that's super into cars and whatnot. He bought a BMW for, I think he said like 20K. Like, one of his friends bought a BMW for 20K, and then he spent 20K on top of it, like fixing things and like replacing things and whatnot. I'm not entirely sure if it's all maintenance or if there's some like cosmetic and performance things, but the point is he spent just as much on the car as he is on maintenance. That's nuts. Like, as much as I really love my car, if it like started really giving me a lot of issues and this is like out of warranty and it's out actually coming out of my pocket, it's a no-go. Like, I love it to death, but that's crazy. But I mean, again, for me, I have 6 years of warranty on my car, mostly covered. I'm pretty sure it's like 90% of things are probably covered, so that's not anything that I'm stressing about. Maybe that's something you should consider too when you're getting your car, because a lot of people say extended warranty is like some BS and whatnot, and it does bring up the price a decent amount, but like I always say, I'm paying for peace of mind. Like, I just want to focus on making my car the best and like the coolest and, you know, all that stuff. I don't want to think, oh shit, something just broke down and now I have to spend my money on this instead of getting, I don't know, a new spoiler or something. And then the third thing I feel like you should consider, and I don't think a lot of people talk about this, like, I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably watch other videos on like how to pick your car and whatnot, because that's usually what people do, you know, bunch of videos to like confirm their biases and whatnot. But besides the point, something I don't think a lot of people consider is like the type of person you are. Like, this also goes hand in hand with maintenance, but if you just want a car to get you from point A to point B, you really have no business getting a car like over 15K, because why? If it's literally just to like get places, like, there's no point in spending a lot of money on it. I mean, unless you want like that luxury life, you know, because people do be bougie. I mean, and if you can afford it, I don't see why you wouldn't. But then if you're a person that's like more into your possessions and like whenever you get something, like you're all in on it, or if you're like a car person, you know, it makes sense. I did kind of say that wrong, because what I'm trying to say is that if you're a car person, you're more likely to, you know, do stuff to your car, tune it, like add things onto it and whatnot, and then you know, if anything breaks down, maintenance, you most likely try to do it yourself at first, at least, and then if it's like beyond your scope, obviously you'd go to like a shop or something. But if you are a car person, you like to do stuff to your car, so then the thing that I'm trying to say you should consider is the availability of things for your car. Like, are things easy to find for your mods and stuff? Are they super expensive, or are they like on the cheaper side? Are they affordable? You know, like for my car, I've never had any problems finding anything that I wanted to put on it. I mean, I haven't done much yet, but you know, I still be Googling and looking at things, and like for the most part, things are like at a decent range between like 100 to like $600+. I mean, I'm not trying to get like the carbon fiber parts and all that shit, so you know, like, it's affordable. But then some cars might not be the same. Like, if you know, if you have a super popular car, things might be a lot harder to find. Or I feel like Genesis coupes would probably have hard parts to find. I haven't done any research on that. It's just a thought, because they're already hard cars to find in general, or at least in Winnipeg. But that is it. That is it for this video. Top 3 things I think you should consider before choosing which car you decide to go with over the next couple of years, or whatever it is, or if you're leasing, who knows. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it gave you some insight, and maybe if it helped you choose a car, that'd be cool. I like the clout of helping you choose. But if you like the video, if you want to like, comment, and maybe even subscribe, that'd be cool.